Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Noon. Hi. Lunch. Whatever.
Todd and Erin daily stream. How are you?
Yeah. Well,
What?
is it time?
For what?
The test.
Go ahead.
Always a question in our house. When do you throw out the poinsettia? Yeah. The point.
Well, no, I mean, I know it's a disposable holiday plant, but it's trying so hard and they like keep going and they're like, hey, I'm still blooming. And you think, okay, it's still ready for Valentine's Day. Then you go through St. Patrick's Day.
You know what this is? This is the ring of test. Ding.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're done. Thank you for your service. You didn't have to do that. I had agreed with you. You made your point.
It's not like there was screaming right off the bat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to make you feel better.
Really?
Today's video is about one of your favorite subjects, and it's not sleeping.
Nougat?
No, it's not that either.
Oh.
It's the video of me making.
It's not that one, is it?
It is.
Lobster.
Watch. Hi everyone. Don't make this recipe. Whatever you do, don't do it. Just don't do it. If you ever wanted to know how committed I am to Erin, this show is what it's about. All right, so Erin's idea of, so what can I make you? And her idea is basically to give me a shopping list. The shopping list here is for lobster, corn, and bacon chowder. First of all, lobster chowder. Lobster, in my view, Kenny Bunkport hat, grew up East Coast, lived in nothing goes with it. You steam a lobster, right? That's it. You don't put it on anything else with it. It's what, soup? No, it's a steamed lobster, and it's wonderful. You have clams, you have steamed clams. Mussels, steamed mussels. See how it works? Crabs, you steam a crab. You don't do crab louis or whatever it's called on top of a steak. That's disgusting. Now your crab tastes like cake. No, steak. So here's the deal. You've seen the lobsters. I decided to do it for her. Now, there were 4 of them. I took them on and I won. Now, where did I get lobsters? I got lobsters, forget supermarket. I think it was Lucky's over on Redwood Road, and they were selling for like $3.98 a piece, and they're small. They're like chicken lobsters. They're like quarter pound, maybe a little under. And I said, I'll take a box. So I'll throw them in the freezer and I'll do something with them later. And how fun would it be, you know, because for $3 whatever, it's lobster. All right, so we're gonna do this, and I'm not happy about it. I hope the people at Bahaba don't find out I'm doing this. They cut my head off. All right, so what we're gonna use today. We have a couple different ingredients. Basically, we're gonna make a chowder. How do you make a chowder? You start with, let's say, chicken. You're gonna start with chicken broth. Chicken broth, and that is basically start with a clear soup, right? And then you add, we're gonna be adding half and half to it, and that's what gives it its creaminess. All right, so what we need to start with is a pan. Oh, let's go through this, shall we? Let's go through this while we're looking at it. I've got yellow onions. I've got, get out of the way. I've got a little bit of crushed red pepper. I've got a twig of thyme. I've got paprika that's smoked paprika. I've got powdered dry thyme. I've got garlic. I've got bacon. I've got the onions again. So I'll give you the ingredients here. Here, just so you have them, because if this turns out great, I'm adding potatoes too. You know why? Because I'm an American. produce. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the corn, didn't I? 2.5 cups of corn, frozen kernels. Also a tablespoon of garlic, I got that. Half teaspoon of dried thyme, got that. 1 thyme fresh sprig, I have that. 2 cups yellow onions, I have that. 3 cups of chicken stock. 1 teaspoon of paprika smoked. 1 pinch of red peppers, salt and pepper, and half and half. Now, that's all I have. And I've never made chowder before. So I'm gonna do it my way, and one of the things I'm going to do is, that's what I ended up with out of 4 of those tiny little lobsters. So I'm gonna cut the meat up. So I've got the meat, I'm gonna cut it up. And the other thing I did was, and I think it's brilliant, is I made a bag. And these are the little net bags that the lobsters came in, all right? And so what I did was I took all the little tiny legs and stuff like that, and I grabbed them and I crushed them as much as I could, and I put them in the bag. And that way, right, flavor? That makes sense, doesn't it? Sure it does. So let's do one thing here. Let's get the pot. I got it over here, and I softened the onions on this, so you can see. Got those. All right, so, whew, this has been a long day. Look at my kitchen is just trashed. That's usually a fun day, isn't it? As long as you have somebody else clean it up, which I don't. So I'm on my own here. All right. Coming back over. All right, so let's put this here. Let's dump that there. So I'm thinking chowder pieces, right? So you want enough, right? You want enough of it. It's still got the blade in it. You know what? Leave it in, it's flavor. Let someone else pick it out. Who's gonna complain, right? Who's gonna complain about this? And the tail. I gotta tell you, this just hurts me. This hurts me to the core. There's another tail. Butter is the only thing. Once again, that cartilage blade going through there. We're gonna leave it. That's what they get. Ha ha. That's my revenge. That's my sweet, sweet revenge right there. Another piece here, another piece there. All right, so we can put this together as we speak, shall we? All right, I'm gonna save the lobster for later. I really am. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start, oh, by the way, I am making, if you do it by those directions I just gave you, it gives you like 4 servings. I don't cook in 4 serving deals. I just don't. It's just like, I don't want to cook every day. So I'm kind of enlarging the deal that we're doing. Now, I also have more bacon than this, and I'm gonna put most of that in, and I'm gonna put the thyme in, and then I'm gonna put the smoked paprika, and I'm gonna put that in, and then I'm gonna put the sprigs in. Might as well throw the rest of that in, and I'm gonna throw all the bacon in, and then the red peppers. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Some kind of mess, that's what that looks like. Can you see anything? All right, so what am I missing? I am missing more bacon, of course. All right, so there it is. Now, my stewing teapot thing is here. I'm gonna tie it off so I don't lose it, or I can fish it out easy. That's a better thing to say. All right, so it's in there, it's in there. It goes on the stove. All right, so it's been cooking for about, I don't know, about 20 about 20 minutes. That's what we have. And at this point, what I wanted to do is I'm going to add the corn and the potatoes. Now, I don't want it to get all mushy, you know. Potatoes are going to definitely fail in this because they're, even though they're russets. I'm going to add the potatoes in. Now the only thing left is the lobster and that. When to put it in? Let's put it in now. All right, so lobster's going in right here. Okay. That was a pain in the butt. Oh, should have pre-peeled this because these. It's just like, get off the lid of that. There, that wasn't too bad. Hang on 1 second. Okay. All right, so, do you have to shake half and half? I'm not sure. All right, open that up. Bring this back in. Go ahead and add it. You can cream almost any soup. I've just never done it before. All right, let's see if is that enough creaming? I don't know. Is there really ever enough? Look at this. See, once again, I have cooked a full pot of soup. Erin, call your mom. Tell her she's getting a treat. I do this every time. Look. 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 If there's a will, I'm in it. I have to step. Well, that looks actually pretty good. Hang on. Hang on. Where's my stinking chair? You know, as a chef I used to watch. And he cooked from a chair. His food was so good, he was huge. Put that on the stove right now, I'll tell you that. All right, I'll talk to you in about 20 minutes.
Look how freaking amazing this is. Todd made me lobster, corn, and potato chowder. Is that not glorious?
Bacon.
Oh, with bacon, he says. That's so tasty, I can hardly wait. Oh, full recipe on the show tomorrow on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. I am so in love with you right now. I don't know if I've ever loved you more.
I can't believe how dirty I feel right now.
You made me lobster chowder.
You made me cut apart lobster and put it in other things instead of just eating it steamed.
Were you all excited when you had everything all assembled and you're like, and then you add the lobster and you realize that you had to actually crack open all the lobsters and peel all the bits. And
my friend Joanne from Maine won't ever talk to me again.
It's entirely possible.
Sorry.
This is going to be so freaking good. Can I have a bite? Please.
So, it is lobster, bacon, corn chowder. I've never made one before, and by the way, I didn't get directions. I got a shopping list.
Well, I thought a chowder was like a chowder.
I never made chowder.
Well, you know what isn't a chowder. You just make, okay, who cares? The lobster's still totally juicy. The bacon has a nice bite. There's a little something on the finish, a little spicy something. The corn has that perfect sweetness. What do you think? Thank your God.
I will not be swayed to your dark side.
You know you love it. Tell me it is not luscious.
It's not bad.
Tell me it is not succulent.
It is not bad.
Really? The lobsters would die happy knowing they gave it themselves for this dish.
Wiping away a small tear with their claw.
I'm not sorry.
So it worked? Okay.
Oh my
Good.
God.
I have a full pot full, as always.
My mother is totally scoring tomorrow, isn't she?
And if you've been furloughed, I can help you out.
We'll drop some by. Just
I'll
let
figure.
us know.
I will do this. I will figure someone out. I will figure this out.
Furloughed family, we'll drop something by for you.
I will do that.
Totally.
All right. Put it on the deal.
Facebook, or you can personal messages us if you'd rather.
I think if you serve our country, you
should have
deserve
chowder.
some chowder.
They're like, I'd really rather have my paycheck back, but with chowder.
This is the best I got. Go ahead and share the show if you wish, and the recipe, sort of, whatever it was. And thanks for watching another cooking segment with Todd in the kitchen. You're doing dishes, right?
This is freaking amazing. Why do you have more lobster in yours than mine?
Well, I did until that bite. All right, back to the show. All right, now it's time for Tell Me Something Good.
This is rather fabulous. Are you ready? Do you know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow is another day.
Do you remember going to the Dairy Queen?
The what?
Dairy Queen? That's what we called them when we were kids. Going to Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
The Dairy Queen.
The peanut butter parfait is of my friend.
You called it something different as a child because you didn't remember all the syllables.
No, just because we thought it was hilarious. The peanut butter parfait.
All right. Anyway, the important thing is tomorrow is free cone day.
Shut up.
At all participating Dairy Queens. There are like many here along the Wasatch Front. So
I'm going to go get in line right now.
tomorrow, first day of spring.
Really?
It is free cone day at Dairy Queen. Do you remember the old-fashioned cones, ones with the wafer cone, and then it's like the white
like
extruded product, but it was really tasty. And
that's wonderful.
do you remember we used to go get those during the wildly hot summer when we didn't have air conditioning in our car, and we'd drive around and eat the cones?
We did, and then one year they all closed down for some mysterious reason
It was horrible. It's like everybody was cleaning their ice cream machine at the same time. We're like, what are you doing?
Is this not America?
Anyway, so yes, tomorrow, free cone day. And they unnecessarily had to add one cone per person, please. But yeah, one cone.
Two-handed.
That's wrong.
Bring a stranger. Get their cone. And by the way, it's not fast food. It's fan food. I remembered that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all for volunteer opportunity, and I really try to push these because I think it's important. But this is one where I'm like, bless your heart.
Okay.
I don't care how spunkily you write this. I don't care how cheerful and upbeat the title is. It's not going to happen.
Show me.
Logan City Parks and Recreation is looking for volunteers.
Logan, good for you.
So for awesome, right? They want you to scoop poop. They're calling it the Poop Troop Cleanup Week.
To get a t-shirt?
And they want you to clean the parks of dog poop before a new pilot program starts on April 15th.
Which is?
Now here's where I find this an irony.
Wait.
The program that they're looking at, the pilot program, would allow dogs at select parks for a year, and then of course if everything works out, and they'll make the change permanent. The irony to me is they want you to clean up all the poop first,
right? So
they can tell if dog owners are violating their privileges afterwards. Now to me the logic is this: if the parks are covered in poop now, it tells me the dog owners aren't particularly interested in cleaning up their dog's poop. Now, I would like to point out that when we walk our dog, we always carry bags.
We carry.
Anyone who goes, well, we're up in the mountains and they can run off into the bush. No. You are supposed to pick up your animal's poop.
And you know what?
There's a point for that.
When we see someone else's poop, we don't pick it up. Why? Because that's gross. And we're not forced to, because our dog is our responsibility.
I feel really badly because morally I should go, this is a great opportunity. And I'm like, no, you suck, man. I'm not cleaning up somebody else's poop just so that we'll have a clean park and they'll come in and they'll poop on it again. But maybe they would. Maybe if it's like you would take more pride in your park if it was poop free, and you would go, oh my gosh, my dog can't be the one pooping there. That would be wrong.
Okay, so there is a psychological thing about if you go into a clean house, you will tend to keep it clean.
Yeah, you take pride in your surroundings.
If there is a clean park,
that perhaps they would take pride in their clean surroundings and want to clean up after their dog.
I can't do it for someone else. I'm sorry.
There is one incredible guy who does it on one of the trails we walk up along the Bonneville Shoreline Trail, and he is God's chosen. I mean, he's going to heaven. I don't care if he kills a nun on Main Street in broad daylight. The man's going to heaven because that's disgusting.
Him and his backpack. Oh.
If you want to do it, the cleanup's going to begin at 5:30 p.m. this upcoming Monday at Canyon Road Canal Trail.
You'll be alone.
No,
Although
maybe
I
some
really,
people
I
will
really
be there.
want you to be there. Please be there.
Morally, I should say that's great.
But stomaching wise,
Even cleaning up our backyard makes me have to lie down for a half an hour because it's so disgusting.
and I appreciate you doing that, by the way.
Yes, I'm sure.
How did
you
that
do.
become to your responsibility?
Because I'm the one who mows the lawn.
I sit with a cocktail, making sure I wave to the neighbors, going, "Hey, dear, you missed a spot."
You do it to screw with them, but it is pretty funny. You see their expression and they're like,
Erin likes the straight lines. She likes She likes
no,
accomplishing.
there's a defined outcome. There's something very satisfying about mowing a lawn. There is.
There is. All right.
Okay. You know, Britt, yesterday we were not really thrilled about Utah in terms of women's advances here. As a matter of fact, we sucked the hardest out of all 50 states. We were ranked the lowest. That's kind of sad. Today I have something to make us proud again. Are you
Please
ready?
do. Yes.
We are the 8th most innovative state in the nation.
Shut up.
Now, basically, they looked at things like employment of people who work in science, technology, engineering, and math,
Okay.
research and development spending, and which states have the most tech companies. Now, it looked at education, factoring how students at various levels of education do on tests, their ability to find stem cell. See, this is why I hate this phrasing. STEM-based work in the state.
Right.
And right now, K through 12 computer science standards, we are spectacular here in Utah. We actually ranked number 1.
And we're still standing by for the next wave of development from the West Coast and the world
Yeah, we are Silicon
to
Valley.
make us even more of the hub, the Silicon
We are
Valley
Silicon Valley Junior.
taffy place.
Massachusetts topped the list. That doesn't surprise you. Mississippi rounded out the bottom. Also not surprising.
Mississippi, come on.
It's not their fault. They're trying. But anyway, we're 8th in the nation for innovation. I think that's very cool. I feel better about us now.
That is very cool.
Thank God Zoe does well in math.
We've been to Disneyland without children. We know couples who do this on purpose.
You can't
When we
judge them.
go-
That includes my brother and our sister-in-law. You can't
Is
judge.
this a judging face?
That's kind of a judgy
no,
face.
this is a kind face.
It's a little judgy. Do you think he's judgy?
Here's
He's
my
a little.
senior-
He's a little judgy.
Here's my senior picture. No. We had to go down for a work thing, and then we
Many times.
and many times,
And we
then
appreciated. They took very good care of us.
we'd run around the park before it was open. Rode on Space Mountain with the lights on. Wow. Okay, so anyway, the point. A guy and a girl, they went there in love, holding hands.
Now this was at Epcot Center, right? In Orlando,
in
Disney,
Orlando.
Disneyland, Disney World.
And the hands separated slightly, just for a moment.
Well, as they were looking around at all the amazing sights, sure.
Husband's gone. Boyfriend's gone, I should say. Boyfriend has disappeared into the park. Now, she started calling him. His phone's dead. Kept going to message. It's like,
Oh, I hate that.
so what do you do? What did you carry a charger with you? Most people don't. She does. Keep looking around. Now, most of us, Erin and I, set a place. If we lose each other, well, first of all, our batteries are charged. Number 2, we'll just meet by the fountain in the middle of town or something like that, you know?
There's always the main landmark, and you train the kids. This is where you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You talk to someone, with big ears, and you're fine. This is not what happened. And then finally, when they got to the point, she said, "I have to go social media."
I had not thought of that. What did she do?
She basically posted the fact that, where is my boyfriend?
Oh, yeah, it was the Facebook group for annual pass holders because she figured they'd be the ones most likely to be in the park.
Right.
Genius.
Right. And
she wrote, weird post, but lost my boyfriend in Epcot today and haven't been able to find him because his phone is dead. If anyone sees him, can you tell him to meet me at the Mexican Pavilion? She posted a photo of the two in front of Spaceship Earth. He is wearing a very noticeable Hawaiian button-down shirt.
which no one cared for
The
very
shirt
much.
is very distinctive, someone said. Surely someone will be able to spot him. Now here's the funny part. Apparently there were more sightings of the shirt, yet none of the boyfriend.
Where's Waldo?
Pretty much.
That's what happened.
So some person said, this is great. They started doing hashtags like find Gregory, find Brittany's boyfriend. And so they did like a thing like pace your bets. Is he napping on Spaceship Earth? Lost in Nemo, drunk in Mexico with another woman, with another man.
What?
Counting pastries at Joffrey's, collecting
woman?
magnets in the parking lot, stuck inside the globe in the lagoon on the monorail in the line for Frozen. Leading a group of international tourists with a tall flag.
So now, just like a Disney film, the park is closing. The sun has set.
And the sightings.
She just drags herself and walks totally alone, realizing that
Where is my boyfriend?
she will not experience his kindness again because he's obviously dead.
Where is my man in his hideous Hawaiian shirt?
But then, what does she see? There he is.
This was the funny thing. As everything was closing, people started freaking out. Like, we want answers. Did Brittany find him? We need to know how this ends. Did she find him? Did someone else find him first? What happened?
And
So, it's pretty interesting. As they were watching, within just minutes to spare, he was spotted. Nearly 3 hours after he went missing, he was doing, of course, what anyone else would be doing. He was standing in the Frozen line,
right.
drinking a mixed drink.
Boy, is he in trouble. Shouldn't he have been out like searching and stuff?
So she posted, update on my boyfriend found on the Frozen ride. He was drinking all day while looking for me. Thank you for everyone's nice comments. You know, the funny thing is she wrote, the funny thing is Disney's got an incredible Find a Kid program. The minute a kid goes missing, it's kaboom, everything's down and
Right.
everyone's on it.
Right.
Wayward adults, not so much.
Not so much.
No, they're not really as
They just
concerned.
wander aimlessly through the park, get in a line
Sipping
for no apparent
cocktails.
reason, have no idea what ride's coming up. They just get in a line.
That looks interesting. We'll do that one.
This is so sad to me. Now, if you remember, which late night talk show was it? Had gone to an auction for Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe's he was getting divorced, Stephen Colbert. And he went and they bought a bunch of the items and they took them and it had like a groin piece from the Gladiator and they had a shield and they had some other memorabilia.
They had
and
an
stuff.
athletic cup from, what was the movie he did in Alaska?
The ice hockey one, which it's a great film, by the
It
way.
actually was charming.
So basically they got all this stuff and they put it in glass cases, plexiglass cases, and they said, this is great. What do we do with them?
We have all this memorabilia.
So they found a Blockbuster, one of two left in the world in Alaska.
Oh, funny.
And they donated it all, hoping it would like kick up business.
Yeah.
Like tourism.
Sure.
And it did for a while. It worked great. They're gone.
Oh, man.
There's only one left.
One Blockbuster. Now, for children, I know you won't remember this.
Oregon.
Blockbuster was a massive store where you could walk in, you could buy a membership, and you could walk up aisle after aisle after aisle of VHS tapes. And after a while, when things started getting cooler, there were DVDs there as well. And you
Not
could
for long.
rent. You could rent said item and you could take it home and watch it. If you did not have a VHS or a CD player, you could rent that as well and take it home and watch it. And then you would return said items back to the Blockbuster and then check out more. They pretty much owned America's entertainment empire for years.
And this is before streaming. Streaming didn't put them out of business. Other things did.
Redbox didn't help anything because it was incredibly convenient.
Now, just to give you an idea, when the computer went down in the store, only the manager at the time, and he's a Gen X guy, only he could reboot the computer. And
Is this the last remaining Blockbuster?
Yes.
Okay.
In Oregon. He had to use a floppy disk.
Oh, that's so sad.
He used to use a floppy disk to regenerate the computer, to get it back on track. The old dot matrix printer broke, so the employees used to write out the membership cards by hand.
Oh, man.
And now...
That's hardcore.
Now
with the loss of their last brother,
March
Blockbuster.
31st. March 31st.
So they're doing it alone.
They're it.
But say why this is actually cool.
It's the fact that they lasted so long. Do you remember? There's like the movie that you wanted to see, and it was the latest release. And did you ever do this? I would go down, and because I had no life, and I would stand at the return bin.
And lurk until it came back.
And I'd sit there, and I'd talk to the employee. Now this is on the inside of the store. You drop them on the outside of the store.
And then
they
they
come
come
down
into
and
the
shoot,
bin.
but you can look in like this, but don't touch. They eventually put up a clear screen that you couldn't, like a sneeze guard, you couldn't get in, and you would talk and try to bribe the person, the man or the girl or the woman, to say, if so and so comes down, flubber in color, I want it. And I'm first in line here.
Standing here by the city.
And it worked like twice. And you got the movie that you wanted.
I don't know if the on-demand generation ever knows what it was like for all of us to stand there and wait for things. And since we're on demand now, I guess that gives you a certain level of irony, but it's true. We had to wait for things. We had to wait for people to mail us letters back telling us if we got approved for college or if we got approved for a loan. And we had to wait for things to come out and the cool books to come out in paperback. We had to wait for movies to come to DVD and VHS.
We understood what fortnight was. We had to wait a fortnight to get the thing. I have to tell you, to age myself, doing stand-up, traveling the country, sitting in a condo that smelled like comics. It was horrible. And you would need something to do the whole day because you'd stay up all night, and during the day, you would sleep, and then eventually you get up. So you would go to the Blockbuster store, but now you're in a condo that does not have these amenities. You could actually rent the machine to play them. The size of a suitcase, and lug it home and hook it up with the RCA jacks and watch all the movies you wanted. It was amazing. It was the size of a suitcase.
The funny thing, though, is they actually are getting a lot of traffic as tourism trade, because it's the same way that like vinyl and cassettes have actually come back and become cool places. It usually starts like in Japan and like the retro tech, and then it comes back towards us. But like parents are bringing their kids into going, look at this. This is how it used to be for me.
Which
and
is
people
so
are
funny.
buying like the T-shirts. And if you remember, they were like a pale blue background and then bright yellow letters, Blockbuster. And people are buying the T-shirts and the hats and stuff.
Blockbuster.
It's really funny. They said
That's
that they're
so
doing
funny.
a great trade.
All right, so there you go.
Do you have your tickets for the Todd and Erin Psychic Fair on Friday? I'm exhausted. The next 72 hours will be psycho, but we have 50 psychics coming, 50 of Utah's best readers. It's going to be amazing.
If you don't have your tickets, you can buy them at the door for $5.
Or you could go online to Eventbrite, or you could go to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream and buy them too.
You could bring your friends. Have
It's
a
gonna be
great
cool.
night.
You definitely want to bring a friend if you can, because a lot of times readings are really emotional or they're very intense.
This is true.
And a lot of times afterwards
That's
you'll
a
go,
good point.
I don't remember what she said because I was busy crying after this thing. And it's nice to have somebody with you
Right.
who can take notes for you, and that way you can refer back to them.
Or
It's a lot more fun.
Or use your phone with memo, but I think the friend thing is really good.
I think the technology would maybe mess with the psychic waves. I don't know, but it seems like it would.
All I know is last year my aura was shaped like Mickey Mouse, so that's the only thing I know, and I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. The lobster thing, how'd that grab you?
That was amazing.
Thank you.
I love you so
Very
much right now.
I know.
I just love you.
All right, you guys have a good day. We'll see you in a bit.